I am one of three children. I have an older brother, Brandon, and a younger sister, Alexandra. You could say at times I have classic middle child syndrome. However, being the middle child sometimes works in my favor. For the most part, I'm your typical teenager. Which isn't typical is my story. It's a story of tragedy, which ended in my silver lining experience camps. My story started when I was 8 years old, almost to the day. It was Monday, November 25th, 2013. This year, the 25th happens to be on Thanksgiving. It was just a normal school day in my 8-year-old world, or so I thought. I woke up that morning, ready to start my day. Everything seemed normal, until I got off the school bus after a long day at school. That's when things started to get weird. I didn't go home. Instead, my friend's mom picked me up, which was weird because I was not allowed to have playdates on school days, but I happily went with them. A few hours later, my Nana picked me up, which was normal because she lived with us at the time because my parents were recently divorced. This is the part of the story when I knew my intuition was right. We pulled into the driveway and saw many cars. When we walked inside, I saw my entire family on the couch, and I could tell they'd been crying. My mom called me over and told me that morning, my dad had ended his life. At that moment, I thought my life was over. My dad was my best friend, my hero, the person I looked up to, and he was gone, just like that. No last hug, no goodbye, just a gigantic hole in my heart. From that day on, I wasn't the same. I had moments of feeling severely depressed, and I didn't know how to handle myself. I started thinking about committing suicide due to the pain I was feeling. It got to the point where my mom and my brother had to sit me down and talk me out of it. My mom had me back in therapy immediately, which of course I did not want to do, but I went because mom knows best. We tried several different therapists, but nothing worked. Nothing helped me. I felt lost. I felt like I would never be able to overcome this incredible loss in my life. The main reason I felt this way is because I didn't know anyone else who had experienced the death of a parent at my young age. My mom couldn't relate because she had both of her parents. My friends didn't understand because the biggest loss in their life was their parents being divorced, but they still had both parents. Nobody could relate to my pain, or so I thought. In January 2016, my mom received a text from a friend telling her about experience camps. When she told me about the camp, I did not want to go because I thought it would just be a week of therapy. But boy, was I wrong. My mom did not give me a choice. She said I was going. It was 5 days, not 5 weeks, and before I knew it, I would be home. I was in the first group of kids attending the Georgia camp in July 2017. So it was a new experience for all of us, and I had no idea the bonds and friendships that I would be creating in 5 short days. When I arrived at the airport, I saw all of the kids, but it never once crossed my mind that they were all going through the exact same thing that I was. I met one of my future best friends on the plane, Ryan. We had so much in common. He knew exactly how I was feeling because his dad also ended his life. The crazy part was, we lived 10 minutes away from each other and never knew it. When we arrived at camp, we had a huge welcoming committee. Everybody there was so excited and happy. The excitement was just contagious. The minute I saw the camp, I knew I was wrong about everything. It was just a normal sleepaway camp. I immediately felt like I belonged. Everybody, from the counselors to the campers to the staff to the therapist, was amazing. And I didn't want this experience to end. I could see myself becoming a counselor, and as the years went on, I became a mentor to the younger kids. I saw the impact and power of my story, and how I was making a difference in getting the kids to open up and be vulnerable. It's not easy, and it takes a lot of courage, but what's on the other side is liberating. In the end, the reason why camp is so special to me is because everybody understands exactly what you are going through. I realized that I was not alone. I realized that I had people there who wanted to help me, who wanted to talk. I realized that this place was a special place in my heart and still is a special place in my heart. If camp has taught me one thing about grief, it's that no matter how much you try and bottle it up, you can never escape it. In fact, that will only make it worse. Some people think that grief just goes away over time. That's not true. You just learn to grow around it. You learn to talk to people about how you are feeling. You've learned that even though you have lost someone so special in your life, you were still able to live a happy and fulfilled life. If I'm being honest, I don't think that I would be here today if I had not gone to experience camps. From the bottom of my heart, thank you to the staff, therapists, counselors, campers, and donations from the generous people around this country. Not just for me, but for all the kids who have lost a loved one. Thank you.